Hello everybody, it's Current Cartoon TV coming to you with another She-Ra video. Well, Season 3 is now complete, and now I have my special co-host here, Vash.
Am I a co-host? I'm more of just the resident artist that lives in your basement.
Yeah, you are. But you did renovate this place, made it look so much better. You actually got me a desk here, so...
Oh yeah, I plan to take away that desk in the future with some future videos of my own, maybe.
Anyways, let's go ahead and get into that She-Ra review. So, Season 3 has just completed, so Vash, tell me what your likes of this season.
I liked it because, unlike the previous season, it actually went somewhere instead of standing in place. I kind of liked my plots to actually continue forward and consequences of actions being actually fulfilled versus, hey, we're having a board game. So yeah, it's been a great season. I felt it was very engaging.
So, what I liked about this season was there was a lot of action in this season and a lot of growth from Dora as a person herself. First, she actually showed compassion towards Shadow Weaver as Shadow Weaver actually managed her way to actually into Brightwood and actually get to Adora. She even heals her and actually to find out what Shadow Weaver knows about Hordak and Hordak's plan. She also finds the truth about herself and actually goes out to find answers of where she came from and who she really is. By the end of the season, though, she does finally realize that Catra will never change, that Catra's ambition and jealousy actually has consumed her, and she became more obsessed with defeating Dora and winning this war.
I didn't break the world, but I am gonna fix it. And you made your choice. Live with it!
Well, as the line goes, some people just want to see the world burn.
Somehow, Catra actually managed to survive Hordak's punishment and actually tricks him to believing that Entrapta let the princesses into his stronghold near the end of the season. And what is with Entrapta and Hordak? It seemed like there might be a relationship between the two as Entrapta learns about the backstory of Hordak.
I agree with that. I think there was a little thing going on there. It felt like to me too.
Bow and Glimmer actually didn't really evolve much in this season, with the exception though to Glimmer, where she finally took charge in the rescue plans of getting Dora back from the Fright Zone near the end of the season with the help of Shadow Weaver. Speaking of Shadow Weaver, that character has completely turned 180 degrees on us, and now she's started to help the rebellion against Hordak and the evil horde.
I was gonna say, I don't feel like she changed really any degrees at all. She's serving her own self-interest, and she's been doing that since the series began. It's all about what she needs from Adora, and pretty much Hordak's now getting in her way, so yeah, I think her interests haven't changed. It's just now the Horde's in her way.
Ah, okay, I see what you're saying with that. But after Catra did start the portal and the world started collapsing on itself, the one person that changed the most in this whole season was Angela, the Queen of Brightwood, where she actually took the ultimate sacrifice in stopping the portal from destroying the world.
Take care of each other.
I like that touch.
Yeah, like right at the end, she's like, yeah, I was a coward, I was afraid and all that, but now I need to take my place and I need to save you all. So.
Yeah, I kind of felt like at least it was a character development for her versus just always being that sideline mom character who tells you, go to your room, think about it, or I'm a ruler, I have responsibilities. And to do the ultimate parent/leader thing to sacrifice herself to save for a better future for her children, or her child especially, I found that very endearing.
And my favorite part of this whole season, and I know you're gonna like this one too, Vash, is that Swiftwind didn't have no speaking parts in this season at all, so he didn't speak at all, so didn't have to hear that annoying voice.
I disagree with you.
Oh yeah, of course you would. Speaking of dislikes, what did you not like about this season?
I don't know. I feel like when the device was activated, that's where the season should have ended. It's a good cliffhanger, but it felt like her constantly running away from the, portal eating entity stuff was interesting, but kind of was a little stretched out in the last few episodes. I mean, I didn't think it was bad, but I don't know. It felt like everything came to that point, and it's like, okay, now you're padding, maybe, but I don't think it was bad, no. But criticize, yes.
What I didn't like about this season at first is actually Huntra was an amazing character to see. She was very strong at the beginning of the season. But the minute Adora and her company actually found the spaceship and actually got the message from Mari, she was like cast off to the side and not even like had any part of the end of the season at all, even though she was a very main point of the beginning of the season. I also didn't like the fact that Adora kind of lost her way in finding who she was. In the beginning of the season, she was like, oh, I need to find out where I came from, who am I, and all that. But after getting the message from Mari on the ship, she changed her mission towards stopping the portal, which, yes, that is a good thing because that would have destroyed the universe and all that, but that's where that ended. It's like she didn't have any like other questions or anything like that, and maybe they'll introduce that more back in season 4 here, but I did not like the fact that she all of a sudden like lost sight of her own personal mission.
Yeah, she kind of did, didn't she? She was a little haphazard. I liked the season because it felt like there was actual progression, but at the same time, I guess a lot of little details like that could have been better paced out if they used the prior episodes. Give time for the characters to naturally grow into their new perspective on things.
And I do like how you said about the prior episodes, because this actually felt like this was the second half of season 2. Like the first, like season 2 and 3 is supposed to be one part of one big season, but it felt like they actually split it apart. And maybe there's some reasons behind it. Maybe the animators / writers ran out of time during the first part of the season and then rushed the second half. Because even though this season was so action packed and all that, it did feel a little rushed during the whole season. Anyways, let's go ahead and go into our ratings. Vash, how about you give us your ratings of this season?
I will give it 4 pineapples out of 5.
Pineapples? Really? Pineapples? Oh, man. I'm going to give this actually 4 out of 5 myself, because it was actually a good season and all of that.
It didn't quite make 5, did it? It's just something's off. Oh, I did like the new character they introduced from the Wasteland, Huntra. I thought she was kind of cool. She felt like an older She-Ra that had her kind of together and went down a similar path, but still different.
And here's some afterthoughts is, where does this series go? It seems like Adora and company has defeated Hordak in the Fright Zone, and Hordak managed to escape. But Hordak did send out that message to Hordak Prime.
So that's where you've been, little brother.
Which is that new enemy now that we just found out about in this season. And we also know Entrapta is now on her way to Beast Island. So what's going to go happen there? And Scorpio doesn't know what to think about Katra anymore. She's now confused in her feelings for her and all that. Because at first in the Crimson Wasteland, it seemed like those two were really getting along with each other, and Katra was starting finally opening up to her just to close those doors on her and shut herself away from the world. So
well, my predictions are Hordak might be a potential ally in the future.
Ooh, I like that idea.
The reason why I go with that scenario is because the way his character was actually developed for the first time, you got backstory, him and Entrapta getting along well. He learned to work together with another person for the first time versus always isolating himself. And I felt like that he's always constantly trying to please. Guy at the end pretty much said, oh, I see you, little brother. It's like, oh, he's always trying to impress him. And I was just like, okay, well, he's going to realize that he's never going to impress him, probably. And he's going to end up going, fine, it's all for me. Or he's going to be the one to become the big cheese. And that's going to be the climax of the entire series. Something's kind of come to head, of course, but he might be a potential ally because he's realizing there's more options when working together versus, oh, brooding, I'm by myself. I got to prove for myself that I am the strongest kind of attitude. So that might be where they're going. I don't know, but it'd be interesting.
My predictions actually for the next season is actually pretty interesting ones, I think. I think think Shadow Weaver is now going to start training Glimmer in the next season and how to use the art of magic like she did with her father Micah. And also,
That's a strong possibility.
and also in the next season, I'm pretty sure Dora and company will go to Beast Island to save Entrapta and learn the absolute truth of Hordak's plan and about Hordak Prime. And of course, in the end of that season, it's going to be where Hordak Prime actually shows up, and She-Ra no longer going to be defending Etheria, but in the entire galaxy from Hordak. If you guys like our review of the She-Ra Season 3 or like our discussions of any other series we do here, please like and subscribe to our channel, get those notification bells on, and stay tuned for our next review of Steven Universe, the movie. Also, make sure you follow our links in our description below to our Patreon page, our Facebook page, Twitter, and Reddit. Also, Vash's Deviant page is underneath us, so you guys should check out his artwork, and also come back on every Monday for Marvel Mondays, where Vash draws a character from the Marvel Universe every week.
All right, cool. Glad you guys like the new set. Thanks for stopping by, and good one.
And this is Outlaw signing out once again.